Sunny, back with another video. Today real quick, I want to share with you guys my Ryzentosh with macOS Catalina running okay, not 100% stable, but I'm excited the fact that I managed to install macOS Catalina. Now you guys can see here I have about this Mac here, so you guys can see I'm running macOS Catalina version 10.15, so the latest version. And then the profile set to iMac 18,1 and 2017 version. And the processor, you guys are not going to see the processor model because macOS doesn't recognize AMD processor. And the memory, you guys can see here, I have 8 gigs of 2933 DDR4 memories RAM. And startup disk, I used a SanDisk 1 terabyte SSD just for this guide. And the graphic card, I'm using my Asus Strix Radeon RX 580 8 gig. Now if we look at the Nova bench here, I didn't run any test or anything. The only reason I'm showing you Nova bench right now so you guys can see the actual hardware I'm using in this build. So the processor here, you guys can see AMD Ryzen 5 3600 processor. That's a 6 core 12 thread. Memory again 8 gig, and the graphics card I'm using Radeon RX 580. Now today real quick I would like to show you guys how to create a macOS Catalina bootable USB drive for your AMD Ryzen build. Now I can confirm this guide will work with motherboard starting from A320 AM4 motherboard all the way to X570 AM4 motherboard. Also CPU starting from AMD Ryzen 3 1200 all the way to Ryzen 9 3900X. Now today I will only show you guys how to create the macOS Catalina bootable drive. Now if you guys want to see the installation part, then you guys can watch my Ryzentosh 3.0 guide, and there is an installation part how to install. So there is no reason for me to record again the installation part because basically same. So guys, let's not waste any more time and let's just jump in and let's just show you guys how to create a macOS Catalina a bootable USB drive for your AMD Ryzen build. So let's just close Nova Bench and about this Mac. Now remember guys, macOS Catalina's file size is really big, so it's like 8 gig. Now I do recommend you guys to get at least like an 8 gig USB drive. You can go with a 3.0 USB drive or 2.0, but if you do go with USB 3.0 drive, your process will be a lot faster. Also I would recommend you guys to go with 8 gig or 16 gig. I'm using a 16 gig drive, but you can also try with 8 gig. Alright, so first thing, this guide is only for Mac user. So if you have a Mac or if you have a Hackintosh, you need to create this bootable drive using your Mac computer or Hackintosh computer. So the reason why I'm telling you this, because first you need to go to App Store and you need to download macOS Catalina. So macOS Catalina. You need to download macOS Catalina. After you download macOS Catalina, you will go to your application folder. So you guys can see install macOS Catalina. You'll find the OS in your application folder. Now, this guide is really simple, guys. Okay. Second, what do we need to do? We need to go to Launchpad, and then we need to go to Other, open Disk Utility, because we need to format our USB drive. And then if you don't see your pen drive here, you can go to on the top View tab, click on View tab, and then Show All Devices. And then from there, you can pick your USB drive. So you guys can see here, external USB drive here, Kingston. So you can, that's the drive I'm using. So I can just click on that, go to Erase. And now I would recommend you guys to name your USB drive USB. So I'll name my USB drive USB. And the reason I named the USB drive USB because the command line I have here, let me open, you guys can see USB. Now if you do change your USB drive name, you need to change here also. Close that. So USB format macOS extended journal and scheme GUID partition map. So let's just erase. All right, done. And now we can close disk utility. And now we can open terminal. So we can just go here, spotlight search, and type here terminal, enter. And right when terminal opens, we can just open the macOS bootable USB, this test, just copy, paste. Okay, we can close, enter. Type the password, press enter, and then Y for yes, so enter again. Now this part right here will take 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, again, does depend on your USB drive. So if you're using USB 3.0 drive, it will take like maybe 20 to 25 minutes, could be less or more. And if you're using a USB 2.0 drive, your process will be a lot longer. All right, so I'll be back after this part finish. As you guys can see, we are finally done creating the macOS Catalina bootable drive. It took almost like 25 minutes. Now what we need to do, we need to close the terminal and we need to open Clover Configurator. Now we need to mount our USB drive. All right, now here you guys can see Kingston Data Traveler. That's my USB drive. We need to mount the bootable USB drive. Mount, type my password, click OK. All right, now open the partition, and now you guys can see the EFI folder here. Everything will be linked in the video description. So for the EFI folder will be in the video description. Clover, this macOS command line, everything will be in the video description. Okay, so let's just drag and drop EFI to our USB bootable drive EFI partition. So I just made you guys' life a lot easier. Okay, you don't have to deal with Clover bootloader if you don't want. You don't have to do basically anything. Okay, that's it, guys. We're done. So everything you see here, you will find in the video description. You'll find Clover, EFI, even this command line, everything you'll find in the video description. Now, after you finish the installation, and now you guys might be thinking, how come I didn't show you guys how to basically use the Clover bootloader, or how to use the Clover configurator and configure everything. So for that reason, what I will do, I will leave my EFI folder in the video description. So after you finish the installation and you boot with your USB pen drive, you can just open Clover configurator and then mount your hard drive, mount partition, type your password, press OK, and then open partition for your hard drive, and then you can just drag and drop the EFI folder. I will leave for you guys in the video description. Just drag that EFI folder to your hard drive EFI partition, just like that, and that should be it. You don't have to do anything with the Clover bootloader or Clover configurator. I did everything. That's the reason I'm giving you guys my EFI folder. All right. Also, guys, for the installation part, you guys can watch my Ryzentosh 3.0, the installation part, similar installation part. So you can just watch that. Now, if you guys have any problem, let me know. Leave your comment in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help you guys. And hopefully you guys do like, subscribe, because if you guys do subscribe and like, that will motivate me to make a lot more video. I want to hit 20,000 subscribers, so come on, let's just get it on. All right, guys, see you guys next one.